Ну, загрузи. Конец-то. Ага. Я не на тот экран нажал. Нет, пожалуйста. Так, да нам чего? Журнал. Золотая клетка. Я уже ничего не помню. Как с этой поговорили, она сваливает. Ничего не понятно. Сюда? Нет. А может быть сюда? Где это было? Было у моего дома. Где мой дом? Вот здесь. А, так мы все уже опоздали. Получается.
A royal suite for a favorite pet.
Plenty of food to satisfy even the most fastidious.
Oh, why do I get the worst jobs?
He was certainly under pressure.
Ха-ха-ха-ха-ха.
Hog heaven.
Да, мне туда не попасть.
Is this familiar to you? Unfortunately, I know nothing, officer.
А, это типа... Это как в Хитмане. Маленькая отсылочка такая. Да, я не могу с ним поговорить, вот ты можешь. Прикольно. Прикольно. А я не помню, разговаривал я или нет.
Do you know anything about this?
And if I won't tell you, you'll lock me up again? Then I'm saying nothing.
Понятно. Где это все?
May I ask you something?
I cannot help, but I can sell your fancy suit.
Ну продай.
Help me, please. That's not something I know, sir. Someone else might know more.
Everyone's looking at us, Sheriff. You sure you know what you're doing?
Can you satisfy my curiosity?
No, sir. I don't know anything about that. Excuse me, just one question.
Nothing I can tell you, sir, but others might know more.
Is this familiar to you?
I would never deny you, sir, but I know nothing about this.
Oh, I am bored. Call me when you find the answer.
Can you satisfy my curiosity?
Are you looking for trouble? 'Cause I can find you some.
Давай. Сидит такой. Этот стоит с пушкой. Чего они тут забыли вообще? А поговорить нельзя. Можно утонуть. Но на корабль нельзя. А, вылетело. Кайф. Сейчас надо кое-что сделать. И тогда можно заходить. Найти нельзя эту игру. Оп, и я на месте. Конечно, я не здесь был, но все же. Что за метка у меня стоит? У меня стоит какая-то метка. Но это же другое дело было, нет? По-моему, другое. Вообще не знаю, куда идти, что, за что взяться.
Can you satisfy my curiosity?
So you think if you have money, we should bow to your whims? No, sir.
Возможно, даже в КС курицы лучше. Чуть-чуть. Но лучше. Так, это мы что, на пасеку ставили? Но это мы на пасеку ставили. О, журнал. Карта. За карта. Или назад вернуться. Если она еще на месте. Узнать все по новой. Вряд ли она по новой скажет.
She packed as much as she could carry.
Who's a cute bird?
It's chilling to think the monster is free.
И это все. Это я знал вообще-то. Нет. Было уже это. Так, я тут все нашел.
What's so special about this place? Another elephant? From before Mycroft was born, our family loves to prod at the past. Mother. It's nice to see her young and smiling.
А этого я вроде
Holmes's
не видел.
desire to rake up the past is hereditary.
О, так вот она беда-то в чем была. Уточку не посмотрел.
Quite the spectrum, from the history of the Roman Empire to conspiracy theories of the French Revolution.
И что это меняет? Что-то меняет?
It's chilling to think the monster is free. It's chilling to think the monster is free.
А я вот так сделал. О, зато все улики найдены. А тут же тоже надо, да? Значит, мы не можем еще выйти. Выйти. Что еще здесь не найдено? Ключевые улики найдены. А здесь все улики найдены. Есть еще улики.
substantial police sting targeting the hideouts of the Hive Crime Syndicate. Read all about it.
Is this familiar to you?
I have nothing to hide, sir, but I've never heard of this.
Такие звуки. Кто уничтожает ее просто. Ну, кто-нибудь.
May I ask for your assistance?
That's a question I can answer.
Вот. Это к югу. Где у нас юг? Вот же она. Что? К югу она вот за спиной у меня. Мастерская. Вот, и что, сейчас подеремся? Тут все для этого есть. Не хотелось бы, конечно. Но тут прям все кричит, что сейчас подеремся.
Bloodied bandages. Has someone been hurt?
Кого же ранили?
Where would a champion hide a key?
A foghorn to navigate and warn others at sea.
You should have a warning to cover your ears.
И все, ничего нет. Ну как еще нужно тут прям в воду упасть?
The champion's whirlpool pulls bread and butter.
Ну вот. Отсюда взяли. Здесь были. И что? Не здесь. И не здесь. Опа.
Sales of hatred. I suppose there is something for everyone, including champions.
Who knew archaeology could be so exciting?
Exciting is certainly a word.
А почему тут нет ничего? Тут же есть. А, вот. Это же его нет. Все нормально, кроме него. Кажется, даже не активно ничего. Что-нибудь менять надо? Вот это? Да, и сразу же все опять работает. Вот единственное, что бесит.
I hope Paul is more skilled at yachting than he is at hiding keys. Bloodied bandages. A box full of darts. Each has a needle and can be loaded with drugs.
Прикол. Это что получается? Он убил батю
An expensive
своей
set of
этой
tools for woodwork.
бабы.
An amateur wouldn't know how to use these.
Он, конечно, умеет.
Shipbuilding, shipwright's tricks, sail weaving. To earn big, you have to spend big. To earn big, you have to spend big. Old betting slips. Paul always bets on Whirlpool. One victory after another.
Понятно.
Mr. Gilden wasn't afraid to get his hands dirty. An interesting place for a message to a champion. Additional earnings to sweeten the victory.
А, ну это какое-то. Сейчас мы и покажем, расскажем, кем она свалить хотела. Сейчас она все узнает. Будет весело. А сейчас мне будет весело. Сейчас меня разберут по частям. Нет, повезло. Ну, походу, туда еще надо будет вернуться.
Excuse me, just one question.
Excuse me? What? I'm not sure I know.
Do you know anything about this?
I can't help you with that, sir.
Так, то есть я не нашел, да, улики? То есть я что-то еще не нашел. Поэтому меня не отпинали еще.
Bloodied bandages.
Too ordinary a room for a champion. There's no incentive to put in any effort.
Ну, работал. А дальше что у нас? Чаепитие. Так, и что, это опять что-то дает? Листья для чаепития. Ребята попить чай собрались. И что?
A foghorn to navigate and warn others at sea.
Ну, это вот это что? Это не чай? О, ну вот и чай, да? Чисто. Вот это улика. Это я понимаю.
Undeniably psychotropes. Not for toothache, I think. A typical tea tin. I wonder what he has for biscuits.
Oi!
Ну,
Hands off
наконец-то.
my possessions before you lose your fingers. Are you illiterate? The rules are written every...
Ah, Mr. Perks, the cabin boy himself.
Champion, you mean? I was right. You are illiterate. I think a couple of shiners might teach you. One last chance. Who are you?
Мгм. Что же тебе сказать?
I'm Sherlock Holmes, a friend of our mutual acquaintance, Miss Imogen.
Look, you artichoke. Imogen has no friends. Except for me.
If you must try to insult people, it's better to know the meanings of the words that you're using.
You fancy you could teach a sailor to swear? Go ahead. Show me how inventive you are.
Stand
Да.
still for a moment.
Все равно, да, подраться? Ну, подраться надо, да?
So, a woman wishes to become a real criminal, and smuggling is a stepping stone towards that? Is there not enough prestige in yachting? Or is it easier to compete with other fools like yourself? Everyone has a starting pistol, just shoot and run.
Don't say a word. I don't know where you're getting half of this nonsense, but you're on some thin ice here that I'm willing to crack.
Damn you, Paul. I'm sick of... Who's this peacock? Does he know who I am?
I definitely know who you are not. You're not a dictionary reader, at least. I wanted to see how you... pals interact with each other in your natural habitat. But I'm afraid I have to interfere.
А вот и то самое.
Too simple.
I couldn't miss the party.
Too simple.
The snuff's ready.
Это хорошо. Только только мне это не нужно. Да, конечно. И сзади прямо. Прям вот. Прям вот тут, а вот. Да? Это там вообще на корабле стоит. Да ты надоел.
Can overcome the brute now.
Dodge this!
Don't cry, you'll
Отстань
live.
ты от
Give him the
меня.
pepper snuff.
Ты чё стреляешь по мне?
Eat lead! I'm coming.
Я не помню, как
Weaken him first.
его использовать. Сейчас будет плохо.
Overcome him. Don't.
I'm coming.
Take a rest. The snuff's ready.
Да как его использовать? Подскажи. Рейди.
I'm coming.
Don't cry. You'll give him the pepper snuff.
I'm coming for you.
Сори.
It's all yours now.
Да ё-моё.
I couldn't miss the party.
Too simple. The snuff's ready.
Да. Что такое, а?
Don't bother moving. Give him the pepper snuff.
Ooh.
And there's no reward for risking our lives.
Paul's explanation will suffice. A foghorn to navigate and warn others at sea. Your fellow mariners have a strange way of showing hospitality.
They were not my friends.
Are you sure? I would rather risk my neck for someone who's at least honest and thankful.
Perhaps then don't enter someone's life and be so judgmental, pretending you're better than they are.
Then give me your perspective and allow me to see through your eyes. What were you doing this morning, Miss Perks?
Don't call me that. I'm a champion. I was sailing.
The other club members told me that you missed the race this morning. Do champions not need to practice?
Ugh, you've talked with them already. No, I wasn't racing. I visited the doctor after that attack on me, and then I had to honor the deal with the bandits you just took care of.
I tried to tell you before, but your partners interrupted. Have you heard the news? Theodore Gilden is dead. Do you have anything to say?
Well, what a shock. To me, he was an angry old ogre. Good riddance. Was it Goliath that killed him? Did it crush him? Break his bones? Come on, tell me. I want all the details.
You have an unusual way of showing grief. Imogen wouldn't appreciate that. But yes, the animal could have been involved.
It's poetic in a way, isn't it? It takes a beast to kill a monster. I wish I could have been that elephant.
You're asking for trouble with this smuggling business. You'd better leave it before they smuggle you out in a barrel.
Don't patronize me. I've only ever had trouble with law-abiding citizens like Gilden and you, never bandits. So ask me anything you want, and then get out of my sight. I don't know what this means.
You smuggle illicit psychotropes on your yacht. Not a delivery for the hospital, I'm sure.
Of course not. I've had to cut corners to earn some money. How might a person afford to pay for a yacht in an honest way? I don't know, although I'm smart. The buyers are my customers. Adults who are willing to pay for their pleasure, or weapons for jewels. Whatever they want me to deliver. Nothing criminal.
Well, it's your lucky day. I'm not here because of smuggling. Have you tasted this tea yourself?
I wouldn't have been a champion if I had used it. It's just a side business that keeps my career afloat. It's quite expensive to compete in yachting. Sometimes I cut corners.
Such as fixing Whirlpool yourself?
Exactly. And sometimes I just have to pay. That's how I earn money. I don't sell slaves or take the last mangear from a poor family. I don't know what you're suggesting.
It seems as though Theodore Gilden hung a sword of Damocles over your life and career. Were these only words, or something more serious?
Check my forearm. Pulled muscles and bruises. Small cuts. Nothing that you could call serious.
I doubt that a man in his late 50s could wrestle you.
It wasn't him. He behaved like a rat and hired brutes. His boys tried to lock my hands behind my back, but I was faster and I escaped.
Was he so protective of his daughter, or was it your feminine secret that provoked him?
My guess is that he was protecting his property. As he saw it, he owned Imogen, and he treated her like a piece of furniture. He didn't want his daughter to be loved by anyone. What's more painful is that Theodore didn't allow me to love his daughter. Typical.
I'm not sure that your relationship with Imogen could be described as typical.
Are you afraid of a woman in trousers? Now that's typical of men.
Look what I found. A box full of darts.
Hey, that's mine.
I confiscated it. These darts appear to be filled with something. Poison? How powerful is it?
It's strychnine. Enough to instantly kill a small rodent. I haven't tried it on a human. Yet. I hope you know what you're doing.
Could it immobilize a larger animal, say, an elephant?
I've never tried, but I have wondered.
Between yachts, darts, and notes from bandits, I've discovered many fascinating facts about you. But this, an installment of Nabe and Laura's adventures. Why did you sully your library with this?
It's a gift from Imogen. I didn't buy it. I might have turned a couple of pages, but nothing more. I swear.
I will give you the benefit of the doubt, but your literary taste has put you on my blacklist. A charming picture. I've heard that champions do often pose with their trophies.
Cheeky. It is a lovely trophy, though. I'm sure you will agree.
What is it that you like most about her? Her naivety? Her father's money?
A somewhat difficult choice, especially now that her father is out of the equation. I don't know what this means.
A. Swift. Are you familiar with this name? The gentleman had business with Mr. Gilden.
Likely just another strange and wrinkled fellow like old Gilden was. Perhaps this Swift person has a rhino, and they wanted to see which pet was stronger. In other words, I don't know who he is, but I bet he's crazy like Theodore.
I doubt that court owner has ever boasted a battle arena for that size of mammal. You have an interesting imagination. Imogen doesn't strike me as an industrious young lady, so I find it strange that she was busy packing up all her belongings when Mr. Gilden died. That's some favorable wind in your sails, isn't it?
Is it so suspicious that a couple might embark on a trip? I wanted to thank her, so we planned to go traveling. A Theodore-free place, without elephants.
The timing of it is suspicious, however. Your lady friend becomes an orphan and heir, and there's a planned trip directly afterwards.
An improvised romantic dinner will never please a spoilt girl. A planned voyage might. It's not spur of the moment. I don't know what you're suggesting.
Does this knife seem familiar? I didn't find it in your competitor's back, to be clear.
This knife is as blunt as your humor. It's a bosun's knife, but it's not mine. I wouldn't be so careless as to mislay my tools.
What can you tell me about the elephant?
He's smarter than some people here, including his owner. Although I feel he could be dangerous, no matter how much he's fed.
Why is that? Have you ever seen Goliath attack anyone?
Well, not exactly. But I saw it, abusing some poor tree during one of its walks with Theodore. The expression on that old ninny's face was priceless. But it wasn't funny to look at. Believe me, it was frightening. Just be quick!
Зачем я вышел? Можно уже переместиться. Сразу можно было переместиться. Вот. Вот.
I've nothing to say about this. I don't have any thoughts on this.
Have you seen what your father sent to Paul?
This is despicable. My father was never a gentleman, but this crosses the line. I knew that father wasn't fond of Paul, but this is just awful. If only he could have seen how good Paulie is to me.
Are you aware that Paul smuggles drugs for a dangerous gang?
Mr. Holmes, I've already told you. I call him a pirate in play. He's not an actual pirate. He's a champion and a brave gentleman, not a thug.
Let us agree to
Типичная
disagree on that. But don't be surprised if one of his
девушка.
clients knocks on your door.
It's chilling to think the monster is free.
Верит в принца на белой яхте.
It's chilling to think the monster is free. Чё? Из дома нельзя? А так можно? Так нельзя. Прям надо выйти из дома. Прям выйти из дома. Ничего себе. Тут каждый раз разный тип стоит. Но здесь-то так и горит.
A coal gas tank, enough to pump up an airship.
Закон, мне все равно туда надо как-то попасть. Но туда никак не попасть.
This is quite comfy.
An amount of attention that most can only dream of. As if they were struck by a battering ram.
I wonder how we managed not to hear any of this.
Ничего не понятно.
With your love for archives, you would have made the perfect bureaucrat.
Но очень интересно. О, вот оно. Улица. Которую мы ищем. Так. Ага.
From day to night, I don't sleep. From day to night.
Сколько рабочих. Как здесь нельзя? Где можно? Теперь можно? А теперь можно, конечно. На людях-то нельзя. Это рабочий торговец. Бродяга. Тупник. Вот он у рабочих типа максимальный. Мне нужно еще костюм купить, да? И рынок. Нужен срочно рынок. Так. Вот оно что. Вот. Тут вообще закрыто. Тут даже нельзя туда. Это рынок? Это рынок. что надо.
I remember the monument. Cordona's legendary pirate, the Robin Hood of the place. Do you recall it, John?
I do. I wonder if... What is that?
Оп. Новое местечко. Так, а мы, может, закупимся тогда?
Come! Marhaba. It's a good day for a purchase.
Да, да. Классно. Опа.
May your purchase bring you joy.
И пушку можно купить.
Can you satisfy my curiosity?
I've never heard of it. I'm sorry.
Ага, тут никого.
May I ask you something?
I've never heard of it. I'm sorry.
The market square, beating heart of the old city.
I wonder if they still sell that heavy metal.
Don't miss out on the best carpets on the island. I'm afraid I have nothing to offer, except my company.
А, вот ты где.
Let's pick something that suits you.
Давай, давай. Вот это то, что мне нужно. О, рабочий. А, еще же, да. Чуть не забыл. Что вот это за значок?
A good choice. A good choice indeed.
Come, come. Decorate your house in Oriental style. I'm afraid I have nothing to offer, except my company.
Классный огонь. Гардероб. Так. Вот. Оно подходит. По идее подходит. Вот так может. Или вот так.
Come, come.
Nice affordable
Decorate your
clothes.
house in
Step right
Oriental
up.
style.
Не могу с ним
Don't miss
поговорить.
out on my unique clothes.
Do you
Oh.
know anything about this?
Why don't you go talk to your co-workers?
Прикол.
Don't pass by.
Oriental rugs at a good price.
May I ask you something?
Sounds familiar, but no. Ask someone else.
А за 100
Oriental
баксов?
rugs at a good price.
Help me, please.
No, it's the first time I've heard it.
You obviously haven't thought this all through. Or are you just annoying these people on purpose?
Can you satisfy my curiosity?
No, brother. That's out of my knowledge.
Sir, kind sir, might I steal your attention?
I'm not buying.
Ah, that is the thing. You won't waste a single mangir. I am a digger, you see, and I have heard of a dig site so deep it clogs your ears. I want to be there.
Why are you telling me this?
I have heard of a man recruiting for such a dig. A man with a scar, such as the one that you're hiding. And your boots are dirty with the deep clay I am so familiar with. Oh, I hope it wasn't too rude of me to point that out.
You have a good eye. And you just want to dig? Dig deep and that's it? What's the catch? Are you in desperate need of money?
Oh, there is no catch, sir. I won't even ask for advance pay. Just give me a shovel and I'll dig a hole like you've never seen.
Huh. Is that so? Well, I have to ask you an important question first. Would you be fine working for Brits?
I am all for them.
Well, you say that, but can you prove it?
You know how much I love tea? Once I drank so much of it, my eyes turned brown.
Fine. You're a fan. I'll give you that.
I can also speak in limericks.
Please don't. You might be a little bit weak in the head, but a natural bone digger with a keen eye is what we need. Take this permission slip and go to this address. The guard will let you in and check with the professor once you're there.
Oriental rugs at a good price.
А, теперь мне назад надо. Карта. Вот сюда, да? А, вот здесь вот.
Stop loitering and get inside.
Захожу, захожу. Прикольно.
Newcomer, talk to the professor first. He's the old fellow with the glasses and the plans.
Where's the fire in your eyes? Where's the smile? I am sick and tired of seeing apathy among the new workers.
Sir, believe me, I do have the spark. I want to start work straight away. It's as important to me as it is to you.
Ah, that's the spirit. I'm on the verge of a great discovery.
How did you meet me?
Don't ask questions. You'll have to find the answers yourself. I'm not a nanny. I'm a busy man who is changing the course of history.
I am ready to work.
Splendid. Do you know what I am working on?
The Ivory Baths. Everyone is looking forward to the grand opening.
Who told you this nonsense? Why would you contaminate history with this base desire for leisure? We are looking for Vitus Lemonius's tomb. This is our goal, to find the artifacts of the early Roman Empire. Let's continue. I am Professor Swift. We have 3 rules here. Don't touch anything, always return the tools, and don't distract me unless you find something.
Sounds simple enough. Are you the only one in charge here, Mr. Swift?
Yes, I am the only one and no one else. You hear anything other than that, it's a lie. People of your kind can have difficulty understanding who's in charge. Take a minute, memorize my face, and then get to work.
Oh, I will definitely take a closer look to memorize my superior. I wish I could be as passionate about something as you are, Mr. Swift. You value knowledge and dedication over everything else.
It's a long road, young man. A sharp eye and attention to detail are the only stepping stones along this path. You have to sacrifice everything you love for the larger prize.
Exactly. So much in life is superficial. I wish more people would understand.
I never heard a truer word, lad. Folk will ignore what truly matters in life, and for what? Convenience.
Bold words indeed. I doubt that many scientists would be willing to support their bragging with fieldwork.
The academic world is full of restrictions. Our honorable professors are too afraid to dirty their hands. God forbid if they have a stain on their shirt. You can follow in my footsteps. You can start learning by returning to work. Show me what you can find.
Let me warm my bones here.
This reminds me of my father's room. A plan for this whole operation. This might prove useful. I'll note it down.
Don't touch anything here. Get back to work.
Can you satisfy my curiosity?
That's new to me. There is nothing I can tell you.
И что, мне не попасть к ним? Совсем никак. У вас там чел оглох. А, это у тебя гранат, нифига себе. Я думаю, что это такое он ест? Прикольно.
Straw dolls. Eerie, but effective for a scene recreation.
Oh, I want one of these. Or two.
Oilcloth. Won't fade and waterproof. Enough here to make 10 sails and more.
Бэтмен, ты ли это?
sharpest pickaxe. A guilty pleasure of the real archaeologist. Missing your Laura, Mr. Swift?
Hey, a word about the trilogy.
Right then, you literary expert, what was so important about these books? Or do you simply need some kindling?
It's inspirational. I have a plan. Are you listening?
I wish I wasn't, but I am.
So, we catch a monkey, a langur, for example, then we extract some blood from it.
What? Why?
It will make us forever young, Sherry. Page 127 of the second book.
Oh, I am so done with this.
No, wait. Then how about we make a wax statue?
I've stopped listening, John.
Did the Romans live in amphoras? I see nothing else here.
Прикольно тут.
A goddess? A mother? Someone's wife? A sickle for harvesting. The ancient Romans honored the seasons. There were 4 statues here originally.
I wonder what the 3 other statues look like.
Swift lost his temper when he learned what happened to the statue. Swift lost his temper when he learned what happened to the statue.
Swift lost his temper when he learned what happened to the statue. Swift lost his temper when he learned what happened to the statue.
Он даже здесь хотел утонуть. Прикольно.
Swift lost his temper.
Какая разница? Пока что это нам ничего не дает.
Somehow the text remains legible. Let's see if I remember my Latin. Рассвет. Класс. Опа. Да хватит. Пугает без остановки. Может, надо опять задание какое-то выбрать. Другое.
Вот же осмотр разбален. То, что нужно. И куда мне надо пройти?
Working and living by the sea. What a dream.
Супер текстуры. Солнце через камень. Класс. Текстуры. Я подожду. Серьезно, они воду поставили. Вот все вот четвертую я нашел теперь. Подставку эту. И что дальше будет? По-любому же надо что-то сейчас замутить. Может, к профессору сгонять.
Could you help me? That's new to me. There is nothing I can tell you. May I ask you something? No, brother. That's out of my knowledge.
Oh, I am bored. Call me when you find the answer.
Take a shovel and dig.
Did the Romans live in amphoras? I see nothing else here.
Swift lost his temper when he learned what happened to the statue. Swift lost his temper when he learned what happened to the statue.
Еще есть? Я же сделал. А, ну понятно. Ну и... Оно никак не используется. Все, запаговались. Здравствуйте.
Swift lost his temper when he learned what happened.
Класс. Автосохранение. Вот это же по-любому не поможет мне. Опа. Что, поможет, что ли? Да ладно. Или не поможет?
Stop loitering.
Сам ты стой.
Take a shovel and dig.
А, да? То есть все сделано уже, да? Да, все сделано. Класс. То есть это... А в чем тогда смысл этого сохранения? Что я даже не здесь резнулся. То есть только на контрольных точках этих. На перемещениях можно.
Swift lost his temper when he learned. Swift lost his temper when he learned what happened to the statue.
Ура!
I see now. Mr. Swift didn't realize the significance of the statues.
Если мы тут поменяем. А, здесь только канат. Ага. Ага.
It seems everything's in place. Now, let's see what this has to tell us.
Take a shovel and dig.
Понял. Тебе мы не расскажем. Бля, сетка такая шевелящаяся.
Here is your discovery, Mr. Swift. Hey, look at this.
What have you found? Don't let anyone touch anything there. Eureka! I found you, my friend.
Do you know anything about this?
No, brother.
Да нет, конечно, откуда им знать? Они же тут работают. Они ничего не могут знать. Он еще народ где-то взял. По-моему, все на местах остались. Показать все, что скрыто. Понятно. То есть он все знал, был готов. И у него такая же, ровно 2 дротика потрачено.
A box of darts. Handy against rodents of
Идентично.
all kinds.
Trying to take over my research, are you? I come here to pick up my diary, and I find you snooping around. Explain yourself.
Mr. Swift, if that were true, I would have been on my way to the newspaper. My name is Sherlock Holmes. I didn't have a chance to introduce myself properly.
Outrageous! You deceived me, sir. What is the reason for your being here? Who sent you, Mr. Holmes?
Theodore Gilden's premature death brought me here.
Theodore is dead? How can that be possible?
I'm thinking of all the possibilities, and I'm not crossing out anyone who might have been involved. Even his elephant. The land you're excavating belongs to Mr. Gilden, does it not?
Did I hear an accusation? I have nothing to hide. You can ask me whatever nonsense you've prepared as a token of my diminishing respect towards you.
Very well, Mr. Swift. I appreciate your cooperation. Were you at the site this morning?
Affirmative. This project is taking a lot of my time, as you see. I spend more time underground than on the surface.
When did you learn about Theodore's death?
Just now. You just told me.
And you aren't surprised, shocked? I won't tell anyone if you shed a tear or two. Weren't you partners, after all?
We were. And it is a real shame. But I've seen too many deaths in my life, Mr. Holmes, for the news to truly shake me.
When was the last time you saw Mr. Gilden?
A couple of days ago. We discussed the site. I believe in the tomb and its secrets. Theodore's patience was stretched, however. He was already inventing new projects. It wasn't a long conversation. I suppose that his daughter will inherit everything now, along with all of the eccentricities and problems.
And not forgetting Goliath.
Eccentricities and problems, Mr. Holmes. One of many. Will you allow me to return to my research, or are you insisting on remaining an obstacle?
Oh, I haven't even started yet. What's with this box of darts? Is it for a scientific argument?
A little darker than that. Rather for killing the kind of rodents that might nibble a nose or a toe in your sleep.
Let's just say I have to protect myself against a larger animal, such as an elephant. Might it be enough to stop it, make it faint?
If I were you, I wouldn't bank on it.
You have a weakness for nostalgia? Or, rather, do you use it to record a list of enemies?
Young man, you need to check your moral compass. Reading another person's diary is a sin in every culture that I can think of.
But you aren't answering the question.
You've already read it. Why bother? I simply record my life to keep my memory clean from misinterpretation. Letters and pages don't lie.
But the writer of the text can. With this book, you attempted to plan an attack on the elephant?
Your insinuations are out of place. Goliath is a frightening animal. All I wished to do was to understand the creature. As any scientist would do, I researched, analyzed, and drew conclusions.
And what conclusion did you draw?
That Theodore Gilden made the animal miserable. He couldn't provide the proper environment for the beast. My interest in the subject ended there. Moving on. I'm a busy man.
As far as I can tell, you're a man of the academic world, so this book about Nabe and Laura is just an empirical study?
What? That nonsense? I'd prefer to lose my eyesight than read such...
So, you know nothing about it?
I know nothing. I wish I'd never heard of it in the first place, this caricature of science.
Do I hear traces of envy? You're still relatively young that you might find your own, Laura.
Perhaps I envy Nabe, for I cannot simply blow people up for distracting me. That's all. You happy now? Wonderful. I'm a busy man.
What's with this intricate recruitment process? Pro-British workers charge less?
As a head of this organization, I need to secure a productive environment. It's impossible to do so if there are political differences, especially here, where the native population doesn't support our efforts to find the ancient artifacts.
Decent pay can also stimulate productivity and shut down any political discord. Hadn't you thought of that?
You're young. You have time to fritter and fight with everyone you meet. I don't have such a luxury. Our workers receive enough pay for what they do. So don't start a discussion you know nothing about. I'm a busy man. Moving on. I've nothing to add.
Did this plan cause a rift in your business relationship with Theodore Gilden?
Nothing like that. Admittedly, we didn't share a common vision of what is more important, the past or the future. In my opinion, we can't build a future without knowing the past.
So you wanted to save the tomb of Vitus here, or perhaps your control over the research?
Only the knowledge that rightly belongs to humankind, nothing less and nothing more. I've nothing to add.
Have you seen this person before? The one beside Imogen Gilden?
No, but he's with Imogen, so I suppose that he's a friend of hers. That girl always has her head in the clouds. I could have said Theodore was different, but that wouldn't have been entirely true.
Away with the fairies, was he?
That's one way of putting it. Either way, I don't know much about Imogen's life or her friends. The type of elite that pretends to be educated. Moving on. Moving on. I've nothing to add.
Remember one of the rules? It seems that you didn't return a tool. Is this knife yours?
Do I look like a fellow who carries a knife? I don't need it.
There are plenty of uses for it on the site, and outside of it.
I have other people to cut ropes for me, Mr. Holmes.
Gilden's elephant is quite an unusual addition to Cordona's fauna. What is your scientific opinion on that?
No matter how much Theodore loved it, it still remained a wild animal trapped inside a stone pen. Goliath needs savannas, fields, lakes.
I'm sure that Goliath did not have a plan to kill his owner to head to the savannas. What do you think?
No, animals don't kill in a typical sense. I can only presume that it tried to protect itself from captivity, from Theodore. It was a gilded cage that was predestined to break. I've nothing to add.
Your partner had a very specific attitude towards the things he treasured. Was this habitual for him?
That would have been too much even for him. Don't get me wrong, he had a harsh temper. Like a true businessman, he was ready to burn his competitors to the ground.
But threatening someone physically would have been something new even for him, am I correct?
Absolutely. Besides, I had never seen him this angry. The fellow who received the letter must have been extremely alarmed.
Ну ладно, ладно. А ну да, мне же тогда все узнают. Все же тогда узнают,
This fabric will work.
что я и тот, кого себя выдаю.
Help me, please. That's new to me. There is nothing I can tell you. Extra, extra!
It might fool an elephant.
Бах. Бах. А, минус 4. Минус 4. Как же это сделать? У меня минус 2 только есть. А, вот. А. А как? А, вот. Вот она. Два. И вот это. И чё, как быть? Не получилось. Только мне не хватило воткнуть. Вот. Так. так ли надо сделать? Правильно, не так. Как ее сбросить? Нет, вот эту. Так, мы берем вот эту. Вот так. Вот. Вот так, да, значит. И нафига я вот это все кто-то делал? Нет, вариантов-то много. Так что... Видишь, вот эту.
Mrs. Nini seemed to know her sewing inside out. I bet she missed us.
I hope Miss Nini won't misunderstand me. Good day, madam. I've come to you with a special requirement. The tailors on the street can't help me, I'm afraid. Could you make a doll for me?
Oh, Senor Holmes. You taught the police how to do their job, and they found the thief. Of course I will help you. But what sort of doll? A child's doll, such as my great niece might play with?
A little larger than your typical doll.
Signore, I don't understand. Boy, girl, animal, and what color?
Animal, a passionate, perhaps amorous animal.
Ah, Signore, you talk in riddles. I am an old lady who's seen it all. Tell me what you need.
I need a life-size elephant.
I think Mrs. Nini outdid herself with this one. Is that a tail?
That's a trunk, John, but I must agree with you that it's her masterpiece.
Well, let's not waste any time.
И что мы здесь делаем? Газета валяется.
The game is on.
So, what's the plan? I hope it all doesn't go horribly wrong.
We know that the elephant is seeking a female. We can arrange that. A doll with the appropriate scent might do miracles.
So, you're a marriage broker. Well, I suppose that makes me a groomsman. Oh, she is a bit breezy, I must say.
Well, Goliath is eager for a single female elephant in his area. It should be just enough for his taste. You'll need to trust me.
Are we ready? I can't stand the tension.
We're ready. Let's call the elephant.
How could anyone resist? I knew a lady once who said just that. Too bad I'm not an elephant. Take your time, Sherry. That deserves a slap. And then a kiss.
And here's our lovesick friend.
Какой он гигантский. Наконец-то. Его показали. Почему он красный? Красный глаз. А теперь он маленький. Что?
What is the meaning of this? Why are you bringing it here? I won't allow you to leave it.
I assure you that it is only a temporary measure. It won't be long until the elephant is gone, I promise you. There's something in the needle.
Химический анализ.
A feathered fletching. This might be promising. It injured itself while running through the forest. Peaceful and compliant, almost a gentleman. The left tusk is larger and more worn. You're a left-tusked elephant.
Теперь мне туда не пройти, да? Нет, пройти. А, он не красный. Но вот издалека он прям красным выглядит.
Hog heaven.
Это есть крокодил. А какой же взять? 3 тоже нет. Может, вот этот? И... О, а это что делает? Нет, не понял. А, вот. Так. Так это же тогда легко. Вот так. Нет. Вот так. Надо тогда. Вот так. Вот так. Вот так. Готово. Могли. То есть тут пофиг, да? Вот так, да? А если вот так, то... Ага. Тут надо вот так. Нет? Не понял.
You were right about Goliath. Everyone confirmed your opinion. They all agree that the beast is vicious. The animal wielded 2 tons of rage, and Mr. Gilden regrettably didn't stand a chance. The mating season only served to amplify its temper.
Oh, spare me. That's a little too much detail, thank you. What is the point of this conclusion? How do you plan to use your findings?
А почему я должен отвечать? Я еще не решил.
Well, I see no other option but to get rid of the elephant. So you can, without any doubt...
Execute it? Oh, what a relief! No more stench, no more fear. But you seem hesitant.
Well, I was just thinking, do you really want to punish an animal that doesn't understand its guilt? It didn't kill your father as an act of revenge.
That cursed elephant tore my family apart. I demand retribution. I have the right to avenge my father's death.
Нет.
As you wish. You are now its owner. I must only tell you that such an act cannot be undone.
I only wish to sleep in peace, with the knowledge that that beast can't return.
Эх, какие люди странные. И чё случилось? Чё случилось? Ну, куда? Что? Почему? Как? Зачем? Что? Да нет. Надо отменить. Отмена. Офигеть. Что творят? Так, чё, мы же еще не выбрали? Или выбрали? Я не понял. Что случилось?
Is it over? Is it finally dead?
Goliath has been executed, yes. A barbaric and crude event that your ears shouldn't hear about.
Rather a remarkable achievement of justice. Just what I was expecting. Punitive and inevitable.
It can't be undone, so why talk about it?
Well, you can't undo the past either. But you yourself keep holding on to that. Speaking of which, I have prepared some of my father's belongings. I am more than happy to give them to you as a reward. Goodbye, Mr. Holmes.
That's more than enough, thank you, and farewell, Miss Gilden.
Чё отдает? Что ты отдаешь мне? Записки. А если его не убивать, то она мне не отдаст их?
My mother always wore this around her neck until one day it disappeared. I was wondering where it went. She said it was a birthday present from a good friend.
Опять, да что, куда? Чё, я хочу откатиться. Тут началось, поехало.
I just had another glimpse of a memory, John. It's fuzzy, but I'm sure it happens somewhere in the manor.
Никуда мы не пойдем. О, тут вот все тут есть. Опа. Я не помню, чтоб тут был выбор. Или был. Ну, понял, был. И что будет? А, неправильно, да? Фигово. Все понятно. А чё, раскопки все? Как? Что? Мы никого не обвинили. Вот. Я принял решение. А, надо же кого-то обвинить, нет? И так сойдет. Не, давай сгоняем туда. Вот. Редакция. Вот он.
Mr. Holmes, I have something for you. Mr. Holmes, I see what you're up to. Mysterious stranger pursues betrothed woman. But please, let us keep things professional. I have in my possession an envelope containing details of a special assignment for you. Tell me, are you interested?
I believe I am, but to be very clear, Miss Sertle, my interest extends to the message and not the messenger.
So he claims he's not a gal sneaker, seducing women everywhere he goes. Perhaps the truth is even more scandalous?
Please spare me the speculation. Return to the matter at hand.
A gang of smugglers, the Eels, have Cordona in their clammy grip. The British Empire can abide it no longer. Mycroft insists they be disbanded, but this organization only falls with the capture of their odious leader, Friedrich Panzer. And note well, I did say capture, not kill. Inside your envelope is a map marked with the Eels' warehouses. But alas, we do not know in which Friedrich Panzer resides.
So even Mycroft has his limits.
Indeed. You must be sure to identify the correct warehouse before entering, because once one is compromised, the other's occupants will scatter. Here are all the files, and feel free to use the archive too. Again, do not enter the wrong location, nor see any harm done to Friedrich Panzer.
Miss Sertle, if you're quite done with the redundant instructions, I shall get to work.
Well, that's perfect. Tortured hero lashes out after rejected romance. Tomorrow's edition will be a sensation.
Is this familiar to you?
Sorry, I wish I could help. I truly do.
Склад номер 4, давай. Номер 5. Да, я же купил ковер. Или остов. Да, теперь нормально так.
You know, I envy you, Sherry.
Вид имеет.
You can talk to other people and they won't ignore you.
And I envy you. You can ignore any person you're bored with. You don't miss out on much. Most men are dull, unlike yourself.
Well, I'm flattered.
Это наша комната. А, вот здесь, да? И что?
Another one. There must be something important behind it. I can feel it.
Я что-то вспомнил, и что-то вспомнил, ничего. О! Здравствуйте.
I had a surprise
Я
for my mother.
приготовил. Рукой.
I was holding an ancient Greek vase, or rather, quite a big piece of it.
Почти целая вообще. Половина, нет, почти целая. Грязь.
You had a shovel with you, John. I remember now. We dug up the vase from Greek ruins here on Cordona, and were eager to show my mother right away.
Ну, дальше.
For some reason, the door was closed. We knocked.
But nobody answered. We thought that she was busy.
So we left the vase and ran downstairs. I decided to gather some archaeological tools in order to take a closer look at the vase.
But then we heard something, didn't we?
Yes. Came from upstairs.
The vase was broken, shards scattered all over the floor. And your mother was standing at the door.
Indeed, John. I doubt it was her. Let me concentrate. Otto Richter was standing there, furious at us. Dr. Richter told us never to disturb my mother when the door is closed. He said she had broken the vase.
But we didn't believe him. I bet he smashed it. Her things are still here.
Presumably Mycroft never felt the need to sort through it all.
Or couldn't bring himself to.
No. He would have put it behind him and moved on. My brother is not one for sentimentality. No labels. I doubt it ever had one. There appear to be residues of the bottle's contents at the bottom.
Do you think the doctor could have used these tools here? I hope not.
Что дичь какая-то.
This room always reeked with an acrid medicinal stench. And here is the reason. This picture was drawn by my mother. I recognize her hand. There's a date on it, 8th of December, 1868. This seems a bit odd. I can recognize my mother's style, but it's far too sloppy. Dated 12th of February, 1869. difficult to tell what this is meant to represent. There's no date at all. Straps on the bed. Just doesn't look right. Seems this was the most frequently used medication. 1 dram dissolved in a glass of water, administered daily. Not to exceed 1 dose in 24 hours, not to be given to children.
Oh, I would love to take a bath right now.
Not this one. Surface corrosion suggests it was prone to extreme temperature fluctuations. For medical purposes, I suppose.
Да ну нафига эти звуки дебильные.
Bars covering the windows from the inside.
С внутренней. Может быть, с внешней.
My mother loved flowers. They made her smile. I remember we would bring a new bouquet every week to make her a bit happier.
That's why we collected all the violet flowers we could find on the island. Look what I found! The White King is under attack. Sherry, can you save him and checkmate the opponent in one move? You're not obliged to be here, Sherry. We can leave any time you want. You're not obliged to be here, Sherry. We can leave any time you want.
Ой, не знаю, не знаю. Еще добавилось. Минус 3 есть. Минус 4 есть. И вот так есть. Ну, тут понятно, что тут что-то нечисто. Прям сразу видно, тут просто не будет. Прикольно. То есть мне никого не обвинить, ничего не сделать. То есть мы просто убили слона. А этот не сел.
I know I'm standing very still, but I'm not the statue you're meant to look at.
Karim of the Silver Hand, the pirate with a golden heart. I told you I remembered him.
Hey Sherlock, I'm up here. Guess what I've found? A riddle, and it's about a treasure. Listen to this.
What? John, you've surpassed yourself.
Come on, Sherry. This is just like the old days. Sherlock and John on a pirate's treasure adventure.